Wait,
as well as having as more people being interested in playing video games, playing games again. Why do I always get these, man?
Just butchered you. Oh my god.
Yeah, motherfucker. We're gonna take it up a few notches right now. See if y'all can keep up. Wanna give a motherfucker sucker, put your hands.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 95 of the ScruffCast. I'm John.
And I'm Dan.
Once again, we are recording remotely. You know what? I think it's been going all right.
I kind of prefer this now. I think we'll just continue this forever.
Yeah,
I don't got to leave my house.
it's pretty chill, actually.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just screen share the top 10s from here on out.
Oh,
that
yeah,
we
we
always
could do
used
that.
to watch, you know? Yeah.
I do miss watching our weekly top 10 videos. Sometimes we sneak a PewDiePie video in there.
Oh yeah, those are funny. I didn't know about that guy till you showed me his videos, but pretty good, I have to say.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. It's just funny because of his accent. He kind of gives me like a Brinkus vibe, you know?
Yeah,
I
a
think,
long
you know,
time.
if Brinkus wasn't so focused on biohacking vibes, if he was more focused on memes, he could definitely become the next PewDiePie.
Yeah, long-time listeners may remember our friend Brinkus. We've mentioned him throughout the podcast, I don't know, plenty of different times, in various stories.
We keep talking about how we got to get him on.
Yeah, we do. Well, dude, now's the time. We can just have anybody Zoom us.
Yeah, seriously. You know for sure he's like using Zoom.
Oh, yeah. He's probably
He's been
teaching
using
online
Zoom
classes.
for a while, for sure. Yeah, he's been teaching his online classes. He's doing the Zoom dates, Zoom three-ways and stuff like that with his girlfriend and Zoom people.
He probably has, you know how in like Tiger King, Carol Baskin has the different tiers of people? He probably has his apprentices, right?
Yeah, and they all wear the certain colored shirts too, but they're all like, you know, nice button-up dress shirts.
Yeah,
So
right, until they get to
like
his
white,
level, Master
White
Blue.
is the highest. Yeah, he wears the white shirt.
Yeah.
And it starts off like, you know, green, blue, red, yellow, white.
Like a karate belt, but more useful in 2020. Who does karate anymore?
No, nobody does.
Like, I feel like if you study martial arts, you're like always waiting, like especially something like karate, you're always waiting for the moment you get to be like, oh, I see someone stealing a purse up there. I get to use my karate. But not even because you'd have to chase the guy up the street and then be like, hey. And
yeah, so you don't have to be a pretty good runner too at the same time. Like,
yeah,
I guess
that's true.
But like, isn't karate like, you know, about like, oh, you know, it's not actually about fighting. It's about, you know, being able to keep the peace. Isn't that kind of like the whole thing of karate?
Yeah, it's kind of like a weapon.
It's not about
right?
using your. Yeah, it's not about using your. I'm like doing the hand motions as well as I'm saying this. It's not about like using your skills for evil, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's like a last resort, right? It's like keeping the sword, you know, in the sheath and only drawing.
You know what? That would wouldn't you just like naturally cause more problems just knowing you could like just beat the shit out of anyone you wanted to?
Yeah,
you just
no
naturally
fear.
do. Yeah, you would just like naturally just want to, like, you know, if someone said something you didn't like, yeah, you know, go screw yourself, and then you would just start stuff like. Then maybe the normal person, or normally you wouldn't, right? Just because you know you have it in you.
Yeah, if I was like a UFC fighter, dude, what am I going to be afraid of?
Oh, I know.
Unless it's another UFC fighter, they're not going to beat me.
Yeah, that's
unless
the whole
they
thing.
had like a gun. But
and then even then, yeah, well, not the gun, but like, even if it's another UFC fighter, you know, you still stand a good chance against them. You know, it'd be a good fight.
Yeah, it's not like you're just going to get whooped, right?
No, exactly. Yeah, I always thought I always thought it'd be cool to learn like a martial art of some sort. You know what I mean? I find like celebrities, they're all like, oh, this, you know, George Clooney has a $15 million mansion in Italy. Also, is a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. It's like, what? Where does he find the time to do that? Like,
yeah, I know. Well, he just flies the masters out from Brazil and they just teach him.
Oh, I know, eh?
Right? In his dojo.
His dojo. Yeah, he has his own dojo.
Yeah.
The George Joe.
If his name was Joe, then it'd be the JoJo.
Oh, that would be a good one.
All right. Well, it almost doesn't even feel like we're recording the podcast right now.
No, it doesn't. It really does.
We have 95 episodes, well, 94 and a bit here of, you know, that natural rapport built up. Not
That's
to mention
right.
also 20 years of knowing each other. But I like to think it's just our natural podcast skill.
Yeah, I'll attribute it to that as well. We have 2 emails this week that are so long, we actually don't even need any other content. We're not even doing a top 5 today. We're just reading these 2 emails. That'll take us to our desired 45 to 50 minutes.
I mean,
My desired
obviously-
45 minutes.
Obviously, people got the free time, right? Everybody's staying inside, self-isolating, quarantining, whatever you will. So the
That's right.
listeners, they answered the call this week. They wrote into scruffcast@gmail.com, just like you guys can. And
'Cause
like
you know
Ian
what?
said, it's a beefy one, so buckle up.
Who doesn't like superhero movies? You know?
Yes, that was
Well,
last week's
I'm-
top 5.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't, but, you know.
They didn't
I
write
like
in.
superhero movies.
If they didn't like it, they didn't write in to tell us.
True.
All right. Buckle up. Hang on to your butts, because here we go. Subject line is, God, I love this top 5. It doesn't even start off with a, hey, Scruffs, or whatever. Just jumps right into it. Okay.
Yeah,
I need-
seriously.
I need to set the mood for you.
Oh, okay.
I was painting my house on one of my infinity days at home now. Thanks, COVID. And Tiff asked me if I had listened to the podcast yet when she came home from work. Normally, I listen on my way into work on my commute. But since my commute is now 13 steps from my bed to my desk, I didn't do that. Tiff, being the real one that she is, said I should listen since the top 5 was about superhero movies. Little do you fuckers know, a little crass. Little do you
Jesus, yeah.
fuckers know that I'm currently in the middle of rewatching the entire Marvel catalog.
What the hell is that about?
I know, it doesn't start off with hey Scruff, just like, hey fuckers. All right.
He was feeling a little too spicy. He sent this at 1:21 in the morning, so
I guess so. Well, painting
we'll
is
give him
boring.
the pass on this.
Maybe you need to spice it up. Little did you know, I'm currently in the middle of rewatching the entire Marvel catalog. I'm watching Captain Marvel currently at 1 in the morning, almost in the end game now.
Ooh.
So I got pretty pumped and decided I have to listen to this evening. I have to listen this evening and put together a comprehensive ass list for you both. I'm not even going to get into Love is Blind. This email would be way too long. Well, if listeners haven't picked up already, because he mentioned his fiance Tiff, this is our friend Chris, who's been on the
Yes.
show before. Well, Chris, please write in with your thoughts on Love is Blind next week in a separate email.
Please.
We would love to delve into that.
We're not done with that show. That show is
No.
going to live on forever here.
The email goes on to say here, this was super difficult for me as I really love superhero movies and I have a lot that I really almost like equally for different reasons. So instead of stopping at 5 plus 1, I have 4 extras as honorable-ish mentions. This is long, my bad. If you ever feel like having me back on the podcast to talk about movies, especially Marvel movies, hit me up. I love this shit.
I'm excited for this list. Let's hear it.
All right. Number 5, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's crazy that this is at the bottom of my list. This movie was so mind-glowingly good that I watched it like 6 times in a row when I first saw it because it was such a joy to sit through. The animation, the music, the casting, the plot, everything was so on point. It reminded me of the feeling you get from playing a good cinematic video game. It made you care about the characters on a level that is rare in movies. The animation was a thing of beauty. If you haven't seen this movie, it's worth it just to sit through and watch visually, and I'm pretty rattled that I never got to watch it on the big screen before the world ended and theaters are probably gone forever. It's a good choice.
Yeah. Good
Number
movie.
4.
You had that on your list, yeah?
Yeah, it was my number 2.
2. Whoa. Okay.
Number 4, which I've always wanted to watch this movie, but I never have. Logan.
Oh, I didn't even think about this movie. This is a really good movie, though. Really good.
This movie is incredible. It is a superhero movie without being too much of a superhero movie. It hits all the things you really want: action, suspense, redemption, and nostalgia. It is by far my favorite movie from the X-Men universe, although it feels like a bit of a cop-out. The gritty feel and R rating was a really great change for a superhero movie that really let it be the gem it is. I don't think that every movie is better being R-rated, but this one would have felt like its hands were tied behind its back without the extra edge. Sorry, losers who aren't old enough to watch. Hey, really selling me on this movie.
What? He's right, though, because it definitely had more of a Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy feel to it, right? Where you didn't feel like you're necessarily watching a superhero movie. It was like you were just watching an action movie that was or a thriller. You know what I mean? That's really it. So Logan's really good. Great movie.
Really selling me on it there. Number 3, Avengers Endgame. This had to be on the list. There's no way around it. It's the end to possibly the craziest, most ambitious movie feat of all time. The movie itself is truly excellent, brings together all the things you love about the rest of the Marvel Universe, while adding in some real grit and seriousness that only helps build the tension and character arcs. But the reason this movie is on my list is because of the cultural phenomenon that was the few weeks around the release date. It was crazy. Everyone was talking about it. People who don't like superhero movies were talking about it. And everyone I know went to see it in theaters because you just couldn't be the guy who didn't watch it in theaters. And the craziest part is that there were no spoilers for like 2 weeks. Sure, if you looked up reviews, you could find something. If you were just on the internet talking to friends, people were actively fighting against you talking about it so as to not ruin it for someone who might overhear you. It was this crazy thing that everyone knew needed to be seen for yourself. And after all that, it ended up being a perfect ending to the wild ride. The story wasn't predictable and led you in a few different directions, but it ended in a way that felt like it did justice to all the characters.
Oh my god! You know what? He just summed that up so well, and like
I know, I'm just
the
thinking,
whole
I'm
thing.
really enjoying this email.
I know, and like the whole thing, like he talks about too, how like there was no spoilers on the internet. I think that was like the directors that just released a video that just said like, listen, for people who see it, please for 2 weeks do not say anything about it. Like, don't give anything away. And dude, nobody did because I didn't see one. I saw it maybe 2 weeks after it came out, right? And I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything that happened in it. So like, oh, I can't believe the internet did that. Like with all the big stupid loudmouths out there,
I know.
people actually bought into it. We're like, all right, that's it. We got to keep this a secret. Like
And
simple as that,
considering
right?
how many people went to see it, right? It was like one of the highest grossing films of all time. If it didn't end up becoming
I think
like
it
one,
is.
I
It
don't
is
know.
now. Yeah, it's number one. And what's crazy too is I was just actually the other day. It was trending on Twitter for some reason, so I looked it up, and it was like people with like videos from like the initial screening of the movie.
I saw this.
Oh, dude, how awesome was it when like Captain America grabs Thor's hammer like and like the whole theater's like screaming like ah
Yeah,
like
the original like opening night reaction was going around on
oh
Twitter.
my god, I would have loved to be in the theater during that, man. Like oh what like
Dude, it's so rare, but I like when like because going to the movies, you know, is this whole big ordeal, right? Obviously, I still like it, but now it's so easy to just watch stuff from the comfort of your home.
yeah.
Especially, I recently got like a nice big TV and everything too. But there's something about because it's so rare. It's hard to you can't like fake it, right? It's hard to capture when you're at the movies and something like that happens and you get like the moment. The one that always stands out for me, just to go on a tangent here in the middle of your email, Chris, is
Yeah.
when I went to theaters and watched Inception and the end credits when the top of
Oh
the
Jesus Christ, I
credits
know,
go.
eh?
And I was like, oh, and everyone's kind of like, just the chill.
I know.
I
But
got
like yeah, like watching that in theaters. I remember just like getting when you get like the chills and it like almost brings tears to your eyes, like it's so
yeah.
like moving. Like that was one of those moments where I was like, oh my god, he was worthy all along, Or like or when what's his name, Falcon is like Cap on your left. That was like another one that they had like filmed in the theater too. Everybody's like losing their mind. I feel like there's nothing I hate more than people talking in movies. Even if I'm at home, like I don't want to hear anybody say anything. I'm trying to watch this movie.
That's why we go to the VIP experience.
Yeah, exactly. But like in a situation like that, I would love it. I would love to hear the crowd reaction, right? Because like everybody is in it for the same purpose. Like, let's see how this all goes down. You know what I mean? Like they just added so many great little things at the end of that movie with Captain America finally, boom, wielding the hammer. Like the way Iron Man just at the end, like I am Iron Man, snaps his fingers. Oh my god, man! Like I gotta watch this movie again. It's gonna be a late night. I feel like I don't know. Such a good movie.
Damn, your email's really inspiring us here, Chris.
Oh, it is.
All right. But believe it or not, that's only 3 of the 5 plus another 5 honorable mentions. All right.
Here we go.
Number 2, Avengers Infinity War. As opposed to Endgame, this movie's here purely on the merit of the movie. Obviously, because it's so tightly knit into the other Marvel movies, without them, it would obviously lose something, but still. Before this movie came out, I really wondered how it was going to be able to be a cohesive movie with so many main characters, but they made it work. It felt like a mosaic of like 6 movies all playing together and converging at the end to create one of my favorite movie endings of all time. I'm with you there, Chris. Love
Yeah.
that. I'm totally on the same track with that being a great pseudo ending to the series as an alternate evil ending where everyone dies and it's sad. It happens a lot in movies where they fight too hard to keep the good guys alive, where it feels like they have some divine intervention. Sometimes it's just better to have the bad guy win. I totally agree. And like I said, I would love that.
I agree a lot too. If they just like made Infinity War and they had no plans of making Endgame, they just made Infinity War, I would have been perfectly happy with it. I would have been like, wow, well, what a fantastic ending to this.
Like,
It's like they didn't win. The superheroes didn't win. That's just it, right? Like they didn't do it. They didn't get the job done, right? I would have loved it. But I also love Endgame. I love the way they ended it there too, right? Like,
but imagine Infinity War ends, because what was the gap between Infinity War and Endgame? Was it 1 year or 2 years?
It was just a year. It was 1 year.
Because they filmed it all back to back, right?
Imagine
it ended, and then they waited actual 5 years.
Dude, that would have been insane.
Like, just to make you wait. Dude, that would be awesome.
And imagine, like, they never said that they were releasing it, nothing. All of a sudden, they just, like, boom, drop it. Like when Beyonce drops a surprise album or something like that.
Yeah.
They just do that. Boom, all of a sudden,
Avengers
Endgame's in theaters.
Yeah.
No, what the hell is this? Awesome. Holy shit, it's 5 years later, Avengers Endgame. Oh, that'd be insane. You know what? The world needs more excitement like that from entertainment. You know what I mean? More unpredictability.
Well, I mean, that's a ScruffCast, right? What was it? Getting downright freaky.
Getting downright, though, yeah. The whole entertainment industry needs to get downright freaky. Because artists are starting to do it. No, not all of them, right? And now I get it, because you definitely take more of a financial hit doing it this way, right? Like, if Avengers Endgame, let's just say they did that, which is crazy, they would not have made, $2.8 billion. They wouldn't have.
No.
They just wouldn't have, because there was no hype, there was no nothing, right? But, man, that would just be epic. Like, it would be insane. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's move on to his top 5 honorable mentions.
All right, so it says here honorable mentions 10 through 6. 6 is the real one. Number 10, Deadpool. This was another one of those rated R moments that added to the luster of the movie, but to a much lesser extent. This was a great movie solely due to how well Ryan Reynolds played Deadpool. The humor was fast and in your face, and the action and story held up enough of the weight to allow you to enjoy the crazy ride without being pulled out of the experience.
Now, how do you feel about Deadpool?
This is a well-worded email. I was saying Chris should be a writer. This is a well-worded email.
Oh, I know, yeah. How do you feel about Deadpool?
I watched the first one. I liked it. I do kind of like how it's a superhero, but it's a movie, but it's more of a comedy. But Deadpool just sort of has that, like, look at me, I'm so witty vibe.
Yeah, which, like, is Ryan Reynolds' whole persona as well. So, like, I agree with Chris that it's really fitting, but I'm just not really a Ryan Reynolds fan in general. I just don't really like him. You can't be funny and good looking. You can't have both things. You can't be a 10 at both, We've
had this exact conversation on the podcast about Ryan Reynolds before, and you said that exact thing. It is true.
There you go. I stand by it. Yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of his. I think he did a fantastic job, and, like, the movies are pretty funny. Yeah, but, like, I don't even think they'd be in my top 10. Not to hate on you, Chris, but I don't think this is just me personally. I don't think Deadpool makes.
To be fair, it is his number 10, so it's right at the end.
It wouldn't even make it there.
Shout out to Detective Pikachu, which had Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. I like that.
Yeah, it did. Forgot about that.
All right, number 9, The Avengers. This movie is the first time that multiple of the main characters really got together, and it was a crazy experience. The scene where they are all fighting in New York and Bruce Banner transforms into the Hulk and bitch slaps the flying space whale was some absolutely crazy shit. And I remember watching that in theaters being mind blown. It was an amazing display of what would become a crazy huge franchise that incorporated so many characters in a single movie, and they did it well from the very beginning.
Yeah, he's right. That movie was good. You know what I was just thinking about as I was reading this email? Like, like when Leo gets older or something like that, and like, like for us, it's like our parents grew up in, like, when, like, The Godfather was out, or Scarface, right? All these old classic movies. Like, I can't wait for the day where, like, Leo's like, oh, Dad, like, those Marvel movies with, like, the Avengers and all that. Like, what's that all about? And I can't wait to, like, rewatch it with him. And he, like, because the Endgame hype's not going to be around by then.
Yeah.
So, like, he's not going to know. He's not going to know what happened. I'm going to have his mind blown. Like, I can't wait. Damn it, I can't. Be good. I know. All right, continue.
Number 8, Thor Ragnarok. This movie is a guilty pleasure of mine. This is good for so many reasons, one of which being Jeff Goldblum. The humor is stupid enough to appease the silly side, but it's also got some great action and tense scenes. I particularly like the story of Loki pretending to be a snake when he and Thor were kids, and Korg, the Rock Man, is one of the funniest supporting characters ever. I never
Yeah, I
watched it, but I
agree.
heard it was good.
It's good. Yeah, I like it. He's right in saying like it's like a guilty pleasure because it's like it's definitely not the like the best Marvel movie, but there's just something about it that's just like it's fun. You know what I mean? And it's like
Yeah.
much more humorous, I think, than the other Thors were. Like it's like
Actually, I
it's
haven't seen
actually funny.
any of the Thor.
You know, in fairness, I haven't seen the first two. I only saw Ragnarok.
Fair
And like
enough.
just like the opening scene is funny, like the like right off the bat, and that Rock guy is hilarious. But he's in Avengers Endgame too, the Rock guy.
All right.
All right, continue.
Number 7, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm a huge fan of music for movies, and I don't really mean theatrical original scores, although those are also excellent. I love theatrical original scores. But what I really like is when a popular song is chosen for a scene that fits perfectly with the movie. And he has in parentheses here, see Baby Driver. I'm going to be real. I downloaded and bought the soundtrack of this movie because it has so many fucking amazing songs on it, and it fits the theme of the movie so well. Tie that in with the amazing characters, a movie that is also heavily based on humor to build the characters, and some real action, and you've got yourself a winner. The second one was good also, but the first has a magic that will be difficult to recreate with these characters. Well said.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is a good movie. I like it.
I must admit, I actually haven't seen it. Or the second.
Dude, have you seen any movies ever?
That's why it was easy to come up with my top 5 last week. I've only seen 4.
I was about to say, out of all these movies, let's see. You haven't seen Logan. You haven't seen Thor. You haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, actually, only 3 of them so far, but not as bad as I thought. My
Right.
apologies.
Number 6, and this is the real honorable mention. Captain America, Winter Soldier. This is the real honorable mention. This movie is so good, if you just had it on in the background and knew nothing about the Marvel movies, you'd almost be hard-pressed to say that's what it was from. That's what it was from. It's so dark and grounded that it only feels like a great action movie. I'm not surprised Dan chose this one. It feels almost like a Mission Impossible type action movie that just keeps you on the edge of your seat and has a real gripping story. And we know you love those type of movies, Dan.
Oh, do I ever?
It's just fantastical enough to not be real, but damn if it doesn't almost feel attainable. Although, I guess that's what makes superhero movies so good at the root of them, which leads to the number 1 spot.
Here we go. Number 1 on his actual top 5.
The Dark Knight.
Well, of course it is.
Yes, because this was both.
There should be
our number
no
1.
other. That's right.
It's the obvious choice and really the only right answer, as you guys said. This movie is a marathon, but god damn it, just hearing you guys talk about it made me want to run it all over again. It is by far the darkest, most serious superhero movie of any, and it does it so well. This bleeds into the whole trilogy, but really, this was the standout performance. I can't say much more than you already have, other than I will also be watching the trilogy over again as soon as I finish watching Thanos get dusted, literally. That's all I got. There are so many others that I like that I had to keep off this monstrous list. Keep up the good, socially distant work, fellas. Chris. Well, that was
Now-
an easy one, but that was a great email, Chris. Thank you for writing
For
it.
sure. Now, it's funny because we talked about Dark Knight so much last week that I actually watched it this past week. I rewatched it, and Jesus Christ, dude! 5 minutes into that movie, I'm like, this movie's never going to get like, it'll never be bad. This holds up, like it's like
You
this
just
is
sent
one
me
of
a
the
message. You're like, I'm 10
Yeah.
minutes in, and damn, it's so good.
like it still holds up. There's nothing wrong with it. And you know what? A quick shout out, because first off, the amount of fantastic actors in this movie is outrageous. Like with Heath Ledger's performance as Joker, Christian Bale, you know what I mean? Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman. What's Aaron Eckhart? Is that his name? The guy yeah,
What's his
Eckhart?
other guy's name? Gary Oldman?
Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
And have you watched Prison Break at all?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So for anyone who's watched Prison Break, what's his name? Alex Mahomes no, not Mahomes. I don't know, something like that. He's a like an FBI agent in the show or whatever, right? He ends up going to prison like season 3. Besides the point, but he's in the first like 5-10 minutes of The Dark Knight, and he plays the guy who runs the bank that the Joker's like robbing. So do you remember the scene? And they're in there, they're tying everybody up or whatever, and he's in his office and pulls out a shotgun and just like poof, blows one of the guys away. He's like, "You know who you're stealing from?" Ball, and he's just like shooting at all of them and stuff. I was like, "Oh man, this is an underrated little acting performance right here." And like, I love that guy in Prison Break too. I was like, "Oh, it's just so good." Like,
I got to rewatch this movie.
dude, you got to watch it this week. Like, it's still such a fantastic movie. It's out of this world.
I also still have to start watching all of the 26 James Bond movies. You have to start one of them. But I will. You know what the problem is? It's because I know the older ones are going to be the ones I want to watch the least.
Right.
I will hopefully start it soon. Okay, here's my vow. By the end of April, I'll watch at least one. That's a pretty shitty progress.
That's very bad, yeah.
But I need to start.
I actually have a question for Chris. So he's watching the whole Marvel catalog. Is he doing it like in order they came out or order of story? So I think there's a difference. I'm just curious to know. I'm sure he's probably doing it in the order of story. I'm just curious to like how he's watching, how he's going about it, because I would also like to do that at some point. Like watch every single movie. I think it's like 22 movies or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a whole box set that they.
Yeah, it's something pretty crazy. That'd be something that'd be like crazy to own in the end, right? Like the whole kind of like Marvel box set, like 22 Blu-rays or something like that. Oh, dude, it'd be like probably like $600.
Probably
be well worth it.
Pay that Marvel tax. Well, yeah, Chris, write in. Let us know about the order you're watching it in and
your process,
your thoughts on Love Is Blind.
Yes, absolutely. Do not forget Love Is Blind.
All right, we have another email. This is also a beefy one, not quite as beefy, but it's substantial.
All right. So speaking of COVID-19, I actually have a ventilator here with me, so I'll have enough oxygen to read this whole email. Okay. Hero movies, some of which are super. Hey, ScruffCast. Thanks for checking on us. Quarantine is rough. It's unpleasant not being able to go out and see people. But I've been enjoying listening to the ScruffCast, as well as having as many people being interested in playing games again. I'm going to assume that's what he meant there.
It says as
well as having as more people being interested in playing games again. Why do I always get these, man?
I just butchered you. Oh my god! It says, "I've been enjoying listening to the ScruffCast, as well as having more people being interested in playing games again." There was an extra "as" in there.
As well. Oh, he just put the "as" in the wrong spot. Yes. As having instead of he put as well having as.
Dude, time to bust out that ventilator.
Oh, dude, I know, Marty out of breath here. Okay. Tiger King is worth the watch for anyone who hasn't seen it. It's like when you're walking along and a car crash happens at a nearby intersection. It's awful. You can't help but look away. Then another car comes and crashes into the existing wrecks. It's unbelievable, but slowly the tow trucks and the EMS show up, and it'll wrap up soon. But then an oil truck comes, barrels through the whole thing, and sets it all on fire. There was no looking away from this series. 10 out of 10. I agree. Like,
that's a fair description.
You know what's funny? Before we started doing this, when I was just waiting for you, I was watching top 10 Tiger King this, top 10 Tiger King that, or whatever, right? Like, it was pretty funny. Okay, you mentioned enjoying the English estate in the X-Men First Class films. Now, I believe you said that last time, John, right?
Yes, I love. Yeah. Well, I said like English castle grounds.
Right, yeah.
Or just castle grounds in general, really, but.
But did you know the X Mansion, Professor Xavier's estate, is canonically located in Westchester, New York, a county which both yourself and Dan have been to.
Wait,
now,
what?
I had no idea I was ever in Westchester, New York, but I have a feeling that this person would probably know that if we were in Westchester, New York.
Because I'm assuming it's near like Buffalo or something. But okay,
no, it might be.
Why is it canonically set in Westchester, New York? That's bizarre. If I'm writing fiction, why would I choose that as a setting for castle grounds? Does Westchester look like that? I got questions. I'm confused. All right. Well, I do love me some good castle grounds.
Okay. I'm gonna keep going along here.
All right.
Also, you said until Spider-Man, we didn't have any big superhero movies other than Batman and Superman. I would just remind you that the Spider-Man films released in 2002, which means we already got to see X-Men in 2000 and Blade in 1998.
I
Now,
forgot about that original X-Men trilogy. But
X
you know what?
Men I'll give, but like Blade, come on, man.
Is Blade based on a comic?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's
Maybe.
like a DC or a Marvel character.
I feel
I
like
don't know.
that early X-Men trilogy gets forgotten about. But that first X-Men movie was kind
It's
of big
solid.
because,
Yeah.
like you said, there wasn't really anything like it at the time.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, we forgot about that one. That is a good one. I would also like to credit the non-superhero films Men in Black in 1997 and The Matrix in 1999 for setting up our appetite for sci-fi fantasy action films. That being said, I love the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films. They're the only one of the three iterations, four with the Spideyverse, to have the line, with great power comes great responsibility. You know, the whole point of Spider-Man. Now, did we talk at all about like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans?
Yeah, that was on
Did we
my
mention
list.
anything about it?
Spider-Man 2.
Okay, you did. Yeah, because like everybody always has like these debates. I read like this debate online the other day, like, oh, who's the best Spider-Man? Some people, oh, this one's trash. This one's trash. Like I've watched them all. And, like I kind of like them all. I didn't have a problem with any of them. Even like Andrew Garfield's
Dude, I
Spider-Man, I
like
liked.
those movies. Like everyone
Yeah,
liked to
me
shit
too. I
all
don't have
over
a
the
problem with
Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I actually enjoyed that movie. And
yeah,
I like how
I'm pretty sure I watched it too.
they didn't do the whole reboot thing. And I like how they had Gwen Stacy in there instead of
Yeah,
Mary Jane. And I
yeah,
like when he has to fight the Shocker. People are like sitting on these red steps in Times Square and they're about to get electrocuted and Spider-Man saves them. Every time I see those steps, I always think when we went to New York and we sat on those steps.
we
And I
sure
think,
did.
damn, we would have got saved or we would have got fried. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what
That's
happens,
right.
but
Yeah, but like, yeah, Tobey Maguire was a great Spider-Man. I think Tom Holland is a great Spider-Man. Like, I think they're all good. I don't know what the big deal is. Okay,
yeah,
moving
I
on.
enjoy them all.
Captain America. Yes, that's right. Yeah, Captain America: The First Avenger deserves more than an honorable mention. But I'm just shaking my head about Doctor Strange. That film is amazing. I can't believe you don't like it.
Now, I didn't say
Uh,
I didn't like Doctor Strange because I've never seen it. I just
Now
thought
I
that
saw Doctor Strange.
without the CGI effects, of course
He
they
would
would
look the
all look
lamest.
lame, but he would look the lamest. He would look like
Absolutely.
Tai Chi.
I saw Doctor Strange. It's like it's good, but like it doesn't compare to some of these other films. I definitely wouldn't say that film is amazing. Another superhero film I think deserves another watch is Ant-Man. The action scenes are great, but the comedy is gold in this one. Rounding out my other not on the top five, or not on the scruff top five, would be Deadpool, Watchmen, and Wonder Woman. Now, I
We'll
have
say,
seen Ant-Man. Ant-Man is fantastic. I haven't seen the second one, but the first
Me either.
Ant-Man, I was shocked. I saw it in theaters. I remember thinking like, this is like, what the hell, like an Ant-Man? This is stupid. It sounds dumb, but I loved it. I loved Ant-Man. I thought it was really good. It would make my top 10, I would say.
I
If I
think
were
it
to
would
do a
make my
top 10,
top
I
10.
think it would make my top 10. I thought it was that good. Deadpool, like we already talked about. Watchmen, I've never seen. Wonder Woman was all right.
Yeah,
You know,
Wonder
I think
Woman's
it's
all right. I will
I
give
think
a
it's a
shout out.
strong female lead. I think I don't get it. It's not for me. I need a strong male lead,
I will give a
preferably
shout.
white.
So
I'm
you
kidding.
have plenty
I'm
of
just
options.
kidding. I got plenty of options. Lots of movies to watch.
I will say Wonder Woman has like a good theme.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's funny? I'm surprised we didn't get any emails. Like, why you guys not have Black Panther on there? How about Captain Marvel? You guys don't like people of color and strong females? Well, I guess this one's kind of saying it with Wonder Woman, right?
So I never watched Captain Marvel. Black Panther was good, but like it was nominated for Best Picture over Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
It was nominated for Best Picture over a lot of movies that deserved it a hell of
That's
a lot more.
Like it's a
Black
good
Panther
movie.
was a good movie. I
Yeah.
liked it a lot. Yeah, it's a great Marvel movie, but like that's all it is. Just like I don't think Endgame should be nominated for an Oscar.
Dude, they were originally going to have an Oscar for most popular film, I think, and then it got scrapped because people were all like, "This is a terrible idea." Which,
yeah, that is a terrible idea.
I agree, obviously.
I had this Black Panther debate with a kid at work one time. I don't think. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it now, but like Yeah, that movie just was not deserving of an Oscar.
No.
Like, I don't even think it's the best Marvel movie. Like, and there's been Marvel, like, in the better Marvel movies, I don't think they deserve Oscars.
No, I think
know
it
what I
was
mean?
just a weak Oscar year. Must have been.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, moving on here. On the topic of Joker actors, while not all on screen, on the topic of Joker actors, while not an on screen performance, I always thought Mark Hamill did a great job as his voice actor in the Batman animated series. Really brought the madness to life.
So I've played the Batman Arkham video games, and Mark Hamill also voices the Joker in those, and he does do a really good job.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, I've never played or seen it, but I heard he is really good. Hope you're all doing well and that Dan's internet holds up. To help the audio, have you thought about having Dan record himself or record his half of the conversation on his computer and then combining the two files after recording?
So this actually wouldn't solve the problem that we have. To I guess give listeners insight to how the sausage is made, or so they say. Because the difference in quality on the two sides is
the mic.
Yeah, because I have our original microphones.
John's using our actual mics. I'm using headphone mics. So that's why John's voice sounds better.
I'm tempted to take one of the mics, package it up, and drive by and drop it off.
I mean, yeah, I was about to say, Jesus Christ, we can pass a mic off to each other. Like, I don't think it's that big a deal.
Yeah, but then
as long as we stay our 6 feet.
Yeah, I'll just chuck it out the window. See ya.
I was social distancing with my parents today. I should have just stopped by. I wasn't even thinking about it. Whatever.
You get what you get. It's a pandemic.
That's right. Always your fan, Kalon. Sent from my work computer, because why not these days? Holy Jesus. Believe it or not, that was 2 emails.
That was.
Not 40.
And it was pretty beefy.
I love those kind of emails, though. Don't get me wrong. Like, love them. The longer, the better.
Yeah, we love to fill in. Well, I mean, we need all the content we can get.
Pretty much.
Now, Dan.
Yes.
We need to cut the recording for a sec because I got to run to the washroom. And I'll edit this part out after.
Really? No, don't worry. I'm going to talk about something. Go do your thing.
I'll still cut it out because I was going to
cut this is recordings. No, this is good.
Files.
Don't worry. Huh?
I was going to cut it into, you know what?
I got this under control. Don't worry.
They get what they get. All right.
Okay,
go. At your leisure.
Go. Don't worry. I can handle this. It's just a podcast, for God's sakes. Everybody's still here? Still with me? Ooh, my first solo appearance on the podcast right now. I have no one to even look at across my screen right now. But I did want to bring one thing up. So today, I took the day off. So did my wonderful wife, Anna. So we're kind of relaxing while our son Leo was sleeping. So I was in the bedroom trying to take a nap, which I didn't end up doing. And I came out and she was watching Harry Potter. And I just want to say how much I freaking hate Harry Potter. Like, I'm not sure what movie she was watching, but like, it's just like these kids just waving these wands. They were in like some, I don't know, magical light bulb room or something like that. And they're like fighting these like ghost demon things that are flying around them everywhere. And they're just like holding these wands up like they're scary, like, whoa, and they're saying all these like little lame things. And it's like, these movies are so, like, I can't handle it. And I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off saying this because I know how many people love Harry Potter. But God damn, do I hate Harry Potter. It's just insane. John is back now, by the way.
I'm without even putting on my headphones, you saying, God damn.
Yeah, I'm just telling about how much I hate Harry Potter. And I'll fill you in here quick. I was just saying, like, Anna was watching it and I came in and I was just kind of watching it for a bit with her and just like, dude, it's so stupid, these movies. Do you like Harry Potter?
I don't like it. I don't like have an active hate for it.
Okay,
I watched the original 4 movies.
Okay.
But that was it. They were okay.
Yeah,
I actually got the collection of the original 4 on DVD for Christmas one year. And they shrink wrapped forever. And then I think my parents gave them away or something.
Yeah, like, So anyway, I came into the room and Anna's watching one of the movies, and so like I've never seen whatever one she was watching, so I was kind of just asking, "Oh, who's this? What's going on here?" And then like I was just thinking, like it's just so gay. It's like these like little kids holding up these wands, fighting like demons off. Like, oh yeah, Ventranosa, and they just say all these weird things, and like, and nothing happens. And like these demons had a perfect opportunity. The guy with no nose could have just ended Harry Potter right there. We wouldn't need to make 5 other movies. Like, why would you just take the opportunity? Now, I know there's a lot of movies where it does that, obviously, right? But God, I just like, you know where my hate for Harry Potter comes from? When I was like, when did those Harry Potter movies come out? 2000,
Man, a long
2001?
time ago. We were in elementary school.
Yeah. So we were in what, maybe 10? Let's just say.
Yeah.
My mom's friend used to work for IMAX. So we used to get these, I don't know if they were pre-screening, I'm not sure what they were, but these are kind of like special screenings of movies, and they would invite us to go watch them. But the thing was, these movies started at like 8 a.m. on a Sunday. Like at a movie theater, right? But it's like 8 a.m. So like my parents would like, wake us up, drag us all to watch these movies. So like right from that start, I was like, I don't even want to be here. I want to be sleeping right now. I'm a kid, I just want to be sleeping, doing hood rat stuff with my friends.
Yeah, I hear you.
And we had to go watch Harry Potter. So I think that's where my the hate began for Harry Potter. But like, oh, dude, Anna's family loves Harry Potter, and like not just like her family, it's like all of her cousins. Like they're all so big into Harry Potter, and they like will say stuff about the movie. And I don't know what the hell they're talking about ever.
Yeah, I have a cousin who really loves Harry Potter. Her and her friends are the Potter Squad.
Oh, that's gay.
It's some pretty nerdy stuff.
Yeah, the Potter Squad. That's like, I don't know, reminds me of like a porta potty. It's like that'd be a good porta potty. Porter. I can't even say the word now. Porta potty company name.
Yeah,
the Porter Squad.
I wonder how rich the guy who invented the porta potty is. He must have patented that.
I know, and literally, it's like you're just shitting into a bucket. That's really all it is, right? You put you throw some walls around it
in a little plastic container. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really all it is. But yeah, the guy's probably making huge money.
Pretty crazy. All right,
it would be.
I had a little sort of side note here.
Mm-hmm.
Kaelan's email, he mentioned Tiger King. So we're recording this on Monday, as we usually do. So yesterday, Easter Sunday, Netflix dropped the new episode of Tiger King they were talking about, and it was an after show type thing that was hosted by Joel McHale, who normally, I'm not a big fan of Joel McHale. He gives off that Ryan Reynolds, I'm so funny, look at me vibe, right?
I'm witty, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know as my mom is listening to this, she probably doesn't even remember that that's what his name is. But I remember she told me one time she went and saw Joel McHale like live, like do stand-up comedy at like the casino or something. And
I didn't even know he did like stand-up.
She's like, oh my God, it was so bad. Ah, God, he's so annoying.
Oh, really? Eh?
Yeah. So, Mom, if you're listening, which, come on, you're not like, yeah, you're quarantined at home. Like, you better be listening. Email in. And just, you can complain about Joel McHale a little. But you know what? It wasn't bad. So, the way it worked, they had like 6 or 7 different people from the show. And Joel McHale was sort of like, having a video call with them. And they were, you just ask them questions about stuff. It was all right. If you want more Tiger King.
It's funny. So nobody can see this, obviously, but me and John are on the Zoom call right now, so we can see each other. But like I just laid down on the couch to get a little comfy and kind of like tilted my screen towards it. I just realized I was laying down way too seductively as John was telling that story.
Yeah, it was a little much.
So I had to tilt my computer back. I was like, oh, this is weird. All right.
The podcast's a little off the rails, but I mean, this is what you guys get. This is 95 episodes. You know by now.
Yeah.
Remember when we used to do a thing called Jabroni of the Week? That was a thing that actively happened on this podcast for weeks and weeks at a time.
Oh, who's the jabroni? Who's the hero?
And sometimes we're like, we're the hero. Like
that was probably like 80% of the time. It's us. We're the heroes. You're welcome for doing a podcast. All right.
The only other thing I had in the notes here, though, was I wanted to see if you heard about this. That Dana White, like the CEO and like president of UFC, was looking at buying a private island to host the UFC fights because obviously they can't host them in Vegas now because of the pandemic going on. So he's looking at buying a private island and then just flying the fighters out there, so it's literally just the two people, so that he can.
I heard about
the
this.
fights.
Yeah,
And this is
and
like
I think the last one was actually the one that they were playing for was originally supposed to be in Brazil.
Oh, really?
I think that's where it was supposed to be. Yeah, but now it's not. Yeah, so he wanted to do the private island, but now he's not doing it. They canceled the fight.
Ah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
kind of
they
like that
canceled the
idea.
fight.
Like that's out of a movie. Right
Yeah,
there.
well, ESPN and Disney got involved. Apparently, it was just like, yeah, like just do us a favor and don't hold this event.
Wait, why are
And they're saying
ESPN and Disney have like they're related to UFC?
well,
Or is that how they broadcast?
Disney owns ESPN,
Yeah.
and then I guess ESPN's like the main kind of like broadcaster for UFC. I don't know, but they were like they convinced him to be like, yeah, just like dude, don't do this. Just like it's gonna be more bad publicity than good. By people just being, no, you shouldn't be doing this. You should be quarantining. Blah, blah.
Really, I thought it was awesome. Give me like Mortal Kombat vibes, like the fighting.
Dude,
tournament. One
I
person leaves
probably,
the island alive.
I mean, Jesus Christ, I probably would have watched it. Like, well, what the hell else are you gonna be doing, right? Like,
Oh yeah,
I don't even follow UFC. We used to be like fairly active in following UFC.
it
Like,
almost made me think
10 years ago or 12 years ago, but now, like, I don't know. I haven't watched in a while.
When we were trying to come up with ideas for a top 5, I was actually thinking of saying top 5 things we used to be into we aren't into anymore, because I was thinking of UFC as the example.
Right.
I used to be into it, but now I don't know shit about UFC.
Maybe that could be next week's. We'll see. A little sneak peek into next week. If we remember. We probably won't remember.
Probably not.
All right. Speaking of top 5, shall we?
We shall. We told you at the beginning we weren't going to do one, but we're lying. Of course we're going to do a top 5.
Yes, Josh, and yeah.
Although the segment was on thin, I don't want to say thin ice, but it was, nearing the end of its life for a little bit.
Yeah. COVID-19 sparked some fun back into these top 5s.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of, the top 5 for this week is top 5 things you plan to do when the quarantine is over and everything goes back to normal.
Yes.
All right. Oh, I guess I'll start, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. My number 5, dinner and a movie.
Ooh.
Now, I'm not doing them separate because, dinner and a movie is a one thing, It's like dinner's not number 1 or number 5, and then movie is number 4. It's just dinner and a movie. All number 5. Because, man, well, this is going to be kind of the theme of the whole top 5 here. It's like, it's almost like you don't know what you had till it's gone.
Like simple
like that's
pleasures.
what it is. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's almost the way I took this, right? It's like the simple pleasures, the stuff where I'm like, man, I miss just doing these little things. Like, it's killing me a little bit. So I just want to go out for dinner with with Anna and go see a movie after. That's it. That's all I want to do. Something simple. But dude, we can't even do that right now. It's crazy when you think about it, right? So yeah, that's my number 5. Just dinner and a movie. I don't even care what movie. I don't care what restaurant. Just get me out of the house.
What if it's Harry Potter?
I'll sacrifice for her, as long as we can go to whatever restaurant I want to go to.
Fair enough. All right, my number 5 was go to the movies. But if you just get to include dinner in there, then I'm adding dinner as well.
Dude, add dinner in, man.
Yeah,
it's all good.
I mean, yeah, just it's not like I would go to the movies all the time. Like me and Taryn, we used to go. I used to keep track. We'd probably go maybe 10 times a year. So not one a month, but every now and then. And then in recent years, I don't know, it just sort of plummeted down. We'll maybe go to the movies 3-4 times a year. But, just it's because you can't have it right now. And that's sort of the theme of everything. When you don't have the option,
absolutely, yeah.
It's like, man, now I want to go to the movies.
For sure. Yep.
Yeah, throw dinner in there.
Right.
Bing, bam, boom. Number 5.
Bing, bang, boom. All right. My number 4, play hockey. So, first off, I play in a winter league. So right before we got into the playoffs, that was when they postponed it. So that was oh my God, sometime in March. So it's been postponed for a while. So they've officially canceled it now. They're claiming, because I play in the summer league as well. And the summer league is a different team. So this team is it's more of all of our friends. Like Chris, the previous host and author of the outrageously long email today. He is on that team. My dad's on the team. There's so many people on that team. Just friends and stuff like that, right? So it's a lot of fun to play on. and that's in jeopardy. It's supposed to be starting in May, but probably won't now, right? So it's just like I miss that. Like I remember even playing in the winter, right? It's like I'd play on Thursdays, and there'd be some days, I'm just not feeling it, right? And I'd just be like, oh no, I can't go, sorry guys. But like, man, I wish I could take all those days back now. You know what I mean?
I know what you
I
mean.
just want to go play. Like, nice to get out there, get some physical activity a little bit. Something that's not just going for a walk. Jesus Christ.
I know.
You know what? After this is all said and done, I probably will never walk again.
You know what? I've been going for a walk pretty much every day. I think I only missed one day of like the last couple weeks because it was raining.
That's what I'm saying. I literally think that's all everyone in the world is doing right now, just going for leisure walks.
And I was just thinking like, man, why wasn't I going for walks all this time? And then I remembered, because I don't get home from work until it's like almost 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Right.
I don't want to take the time to go for a walk or whatever.
True.
But,
yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. You know what's funny though? Sorry, speaking of the walks, so when we take Leo out for a walk, whatever, he's walking now, obviously, so he's kind of doing his thing and he's exploring. He's picking up sticks and rocks and stuff. So we'll go down the path or the sidewalk, and it's like, dude, you don't even got to worry about social distancing because everyone is trying to avoid you like you're the plague. Because little kids are unpredictable. You never know what they're going to do. You know what I mean? They're so unpredictable that people are like, I'm not even going to try to scooch past a little on the grass. I'm going to walk straight onto the road, or I'm going to cross the street.
I do the road walk.
I swear to God, everybody just like avoids you. They're about 30 feet away from you when you have like a 1.5-year-old kid storming around everywhere. It's hilarious.
That's the number one tier, right? It's, kids that can walk. Then under that is people with a stroller. And then under that is people walking their dogs. And then it's just old people. But that's them avoided because want to be courteous to the old people.
Yeah, that's it.
And then it's just regular people.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. You're number 4, John.
I don't even remember what your number 4 was. That's how long
it was hockey.
Oh, hockey.
Like hockey. I don't know how we got into the rest of this, but.
All right. My number 4, I want to go to IKEA specifically because I want to spruce up my home office.
Oh, okay.
Now, I will be, obviously with the quarantine and the pandemic and everything going on, be working from home for the foreseeable future. And now listeners can't see the video here, but I just look like I'm in front of a blank wall. It's like I'm in the gulag over here. It's pretty plain. I got to spruce it up to, stop me from just losing it if I'm in here every day. So
absolutely, yeah. Just white walls.
Yeah, get a little bit of decor. So it's my number 4.
Nice, I like that. All right, my number 3. It's kind of similar to what I was talking about. Is take Leo to the park.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, because like last year we could take him to the park, but he wasn't walking or anything, right? We can kind of put him on the swing and push him back and forth, but like he was kind of just whatever about it. But now he can I feel like he would really enjoy it now because this kid first he loves being outside. It's ridiculous. And he just loves climbing things, right? He'll climb the couch. He wants to jump onto the table, climb all over us. I feel like a jungle gym would be perfect. I feel like he would love it. And right now we can't even do that. You're out for a walk. You walk by a park. It's like I can't even go there. So it's kind of shitty. And also my parents bought a big jungle gym for him and my niece. So I'd be excited to set that up and then let them play on there too. That'll be fun.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Thanks.
Almost envious of him because he doesn't even know, that all the stuff's going on.
Yeah, exactly. He has no idea.
Yeah.
Which is good too, because he also, I guess, doesn't really know what he's missing. At the same time, his life hasn't changed a whole lot. He's still kind of been able to do the things he's always done. It's just he's not really getting to experience any new things that I think we'd like him to experience, right?
Yeah.
All right.
That was solid. All right. My number 3, totally on the opposite end of the spectrum of, I want to do some nice stuff with my child. I want to go to Five Guys. Order my burger. Want to sit down. They have the big box of peanuts there. Scoop the peanuts, sit there, shell the peanuts and eat them while I wait for the burger. And then just get that delicious burger and fries and dig in. This is the number 1 place I want to go.
Can we talk about
restaurants?
Can we talk about that peanuts thing for a second here?
Sure.
That's the fast food equivalent to the balsamic and the olive oil.
Ooh, yes.
Dude, that is the fast food equivalent to that, The peanuts that you just get to just shell and then eat. Oh, what a fantastic idea.
It's just a giant box of them. And it's not like they're saying, hey, only scoop one. Dude, you're
Now
just
it's like,
sitting there eating as much
take
as you want.
a pocketful. We don't care. Peanuts are so good, man.
They are good.
So good. All right. Five Guys. That's a good one. All right. My number 2. Go see my parents. Now, it's not that I haven't seen them. Okay, well, okay. So first off, to put some context into this, we go over to my parents every Sunday for dinner. It's like a family thing. My sister goes, um, and we've been doing that as long as I can remember. There's always been a Sunday dinner. That's just the way it is. Even now we've moved out, we've had kids. It's still Sunday dinner. It doesn't matter. And so for the past now, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks, whatever it's been, we haven't been doing that, obviously, because they're trying to, do the right thing, social distance and everything. So they don't want us coming over, and also, we're still working, so we're contaminated in their eyes. So I've seen them twice now. We've gone out for social distant walks and stuff like that, which is nice, but it's just not the same thing, right? Just like getting to hang out in the parents' house and this and that, whatever, right? It's like you just miss those little things, right? It's the little things you take for granted, just like going to your parents' house every Sunday. It's almost like, it's obviously an extreme, right? But it's almost like, oh man, it's like they're dead almost, right? Like, oh, I miss those times I took it for granted. But it's like, luckily, they're not dead. And now it's just like, I just got to wait a little bit of time before I do that. So now I know for sure I won't take it for granted again. Plus, I still get to see them. That's the best part. It's like a win-win situation. Besides the fact I'm losing right now.
How heartwarming.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping to get a little more inheritance cut out of that one right there. Like 55 to 45% split.
Well, my parents have 3 kids, so I get the extra percent. I get the 34.
Because you're the executor, right?
Yeah.
Smart.
My number 2 is go golfing. Specifically, it's unlikely, but I want to go on that golf trip, our annual golf trip.
Don't stop. Don't say it's unlikely. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that negativity.
All right. Well, when this is all over and it goes back to normal, I can't wait to go on that golf trip.
There we go.
I want to go golfing, but obviously the golf trip is the thing when it comes to golfing.
100p.
It just, one of the things I love about golf is since I spend so much time inside normally, because, I work at a computer all day, is it gets me outside. And you're like, I don't want to say away from civilization, but, you get to the back 9, you're far into not the wilderness, but, you're away from the main roads and stuff. You're outside. You're enjoying nature while you slowly lose your shit because, you shoot a 10 on a par 5.
It's the most frustrating sport in the world.
Yeah.
I love that one. All right. My honorable mention. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Do the Monday routine for the ScruffCast. Now, I know I talked about earlier in the show how, I love this. We'll keep this here forever. But no. The fun is going, I pick John from the Go Train Station. We go to Sherway. We get our Jimmy the Greek. We go watch some top 10s. And then we do the podcast. I miss that, just the normal routine of the ScruffCast. I'll be excited to get back to that when this is all said and done.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
My honorable mention is, it was actually one of the big items on your list, but it was go see my family.
Now, there you go.
That's a given, right? So it's almost not going to make the list, but
yeah.
But yeah, because it's like you said, once it's gone, because my mom's always like, you guys want to come for lunch? You guys want to come for dinner? We're like, I got stuff to do. Or whatever, even though it's not really, but yeah, right? Especially if, I don't know, just eating the type of meal that, before Taryn moved in, when I was eating a lot shittier too, it was always even better going to see my parents, but that's my honorable mention.
That's a good one. All right, my number 1, just like you said, John, play golf. Oh, Jesus, that's all I want to do right now. And we've kind of just we were almost not even into golf season yet. You know what I mean? But I'm already missing it because I know it's just not going to happen anytime soon, right? Even if next week there's a day where it's 18 degrees and sunny, it's like we still can't go golfing no matter what. You know what I mean? And that's shitty. And by this point too, there's been some nice days already this month. We probably would have found a way to get around it. Or 9 holes. You know what I mean?
This past week, we had a couple of warm days.
That's what I mean, right? We
Definitely
would
be
have
out
found
there.
a way. So, and like you said with that forest trip, our golf trip, like if that gets canceled, my year is ruined. Like
Seriously,
absolutely ruined.
not
And
even
I've just
hyperbole.
I don't know if I told you this, but I've actually decided that like if that gets canceled, okay,
Yeah.
you know how long do we go for? It's what 3 days, 4 days, 4 days, 3 nights, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
4 days, 3 nights. If that gets canceled, okay, let's just say whatever everything's by September, everything's good. I'm taking a week off and I'm booking the trip then, and I'm going for a week. I'm not just going for 4 days. I'm going for a full week because
I
at that
like it.
point I deserve it at that point. You know,
For surviving through.
for surviving. You know, you got to do something nice for yourself every once in a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, golf
I'm with you.
number goddamn one.
My number one. Not to get a little sappy on you, Dan, but my
Oh,
number
okay.
one was your honorable mention. Get back to
Ah,
regular Mondays.
dude, I hear you, man.
I mean, obviously, it's great we can do the podcast still like this. And
Yeah, this is
sometimes
still really cool. I
it's
didn't think
sort of
this would be a
strange.
possibility.
Like sometimes you get in the zone and that just sort of feels like we're doing the podcast like normal almost when you get
Yeah.
preoccupied with what you're thinking. But just get the regular Monday routine. You know, like you said, you pick me up from the train station. We go to the mall. We say, do we want Szechuan Express or Jimmy the Greek? But I don't know why we ask ourselves because we're just getting Jimmy the Greek every time.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You know, they're giving us a Suzuki, and we always got to be like, oh, could you give a little more, please? Because they never give you
Can I
enough.
get a little more, please? Oh man, yeah. And that guy
Get the
always gives
chocolate
us that
milk.
like angry look.
No, then we come back and we just veg out, watch the top tens. You go
Oh,
for
we
a
get
smoke a
Tim
couple
Hortons.
times.
Yeah,
Ah, yes, the Timbos.
the
Of
Timbos.
course. I
How
can't
could we
wait.
forget?
Like it's like almost lower on the list, but I just want to walk to the Tim Hortons near my house and just get a coffee.
I know. Eh?
That's what I want. But
Yeah.
yeah, just get back to regular Mondays because I feel like that's the one thing. I mean, obviously working from home every day now is a change as well, but
Yeah.
that's like sort of the one thing that would, you know, add some normal back into the week.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, just that normal routine, right?
It sort of helps like keep the week structured.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like even the weeks we would miss a podcast for whatever reason, like it throws it all off.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's a great one.
So
Yeah,
that was my number
all right.
one.
That's it. That's our top five. Let us know what your top five, the top five things you're going to do once everything goes back to normal. I don't want people emailing in like, this is the new normal, right? There will be different normal. Like, shut up. Don't give us that crap. Just let us know what you want to do.
Yeah, like however things end up, we're gonna get to go to Five Guys eventually. We're gonna get to go to the mall eventually. Not just gonna close this shit down forever.
No.
Whatever it looks like, eventually.
Eventually,
Yes.
things will be back to normal. So let us know what you're planning on doing. And like everyone who listens to this should be writing in.
This
Because
is applicable to all of you.
you've had like 3 or 4 weeks to think about this, and we know everybody's been thinking about what they're going to do when this is all said and done. Everybody's been thinking about it. So let us know. All right.
With authority.
That's it. With authority. All right. Anything else you care to share, Jonathan?
I recently started watching through Ozark with Taryn. We're halfway through the second season.
It was
I know
kind of
it's supposed to
rhetorical.
get pretty crazy, but
There was a rhetorical question. I wanted to end the podcast now.
I know, but like I'm half the podcast, so I just get to. You can't tell me no.
Fair enough, I guess. Yeah.
Anyway, so that show's pretty good so far. So if you guys look for something to watch,
Yeah, I'll have to. Maybe that'll be the next thing we watch. We need something. We need something new. All right. Email us, scruffcast@gmail.com.
follow us on Instagram at the ScruffCast. Been posting on the story there every Monday to try to remind you guys to write in.
That's right. Twitter, scruffcast, @scruffcast. And I just found out today, John, is it true that we have a TikTok now?
Yes, the ScruffCast does have a TikTok account. There's nothing posted there, but I just wanted to take the name to make sure there's no other scruffies out there stole it from us.
That was smart. Good thinking. You know what? Maybe that's what we start doing. You do some TikToks, I do some TikToks. We get at it. I gotta find out what TikTok is to begin with, and then we can start adding these things.
Dude, that's how we hit that youth demographic. That's how we
Yeah,
can get like my
exactly.
brother and his friends to listen.
Yeah, we got a bunch of old fogies listening right now. No offense, but you know who you are.
Yeah. You guys are like, TikTok, what?
All right. Yeah. So yeah, watch out for TikTok. I say that now. We're probably not going to do anything with it. But.
No, we barely. And when I say we, I mean I'm I'm the one who posts everything on every account.
Yeah, I know you do it anyway. Yeah, but John is 90% of this podcast. I'm 10. I literally, especially now with this quarantine, I literally just talk. I
Pop on
just
some
like that's it.
headphones. You're good
I
to
put
go.
on some headphones. It takes me 15 minutes to figure get everything working, and then that's it. So yeah, all right. I think that's it. Email us your top 5 things you're gonna do once this quarantine's done and things go back to normal. That is it. All right, that was episode 95 of the ScruffCast. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll catch you next time.
As I'm watching her go, all I'm thinking is, oh damn that bad thing. I can tell you're really good at distracting.
They were in some, I don't know, magical light bulb room or something like that.